Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. For the month of December, we attempted to make 11 Harry Potter themed scarves for our nieces and nephews, and we took you along for this journey. We wanted to put together a video showing the process for the scarves for all 4 houses and share the pattern that we used.
We used the fisherman scarf pattern from Pearl Soho blog. You can find it linked in our video description. We preferred this pattern over the typical pearl pattern that is done for the standard Harry Potter scarves. One of the reasons for this is because the fisherman scarf pattern has more of a stretch to it, and personally, we think it looks better than the pearl stitch. It also does not curl at the ends and the sides of the scarf, which I know is an easy fix when you are finished with the scarf, but since we had to make so many, we didn't want to add that extra step at the end.
The yarn choices that we did for all the houses varied slightly. Now that we didn't have a Joe on Fabrics, it was hard to find yarn at a good price that we could get here quick. We ended up ordering from Yarnspirations, and they were decently quick with their shipping. I will say their Cyber Monday sale was better than their Black Friday sale. So in the future, I would recommend waiting until Cyber Monday / the week after Thanksgiving to put in an order. But they are having sales all the time on their yarn, so it's definitely worth getting on their mailing list if you aren't on it yet.
For the Gryffindor scarves, we used the Caron Simply Soft Yarn Gold and the color Autumn. For the Ravenclaw scarf, we used Red Heart Soft in the color of Navy and the Caron Simply Soft Yarn in the colored Feather Gray. For the Slytherin scarf, we used the Red Heart with Love in the color Forest Green and the Caron Simply Soft in the Feathered Gray color. And lastly, for Hufflepuff, we used Caron Simply Soft in gold and the Red Heart in black.
For the scarf color pattern itself, we looked up a bunch of different photos and found some that we liked. I made up the color block pattern myself, which is why each scarf is a little different looking. Every time I made a scarf, I thought of things that I would change about the pattern, specifically the length between each block of color. If you're interested in the pattern that we ended up doing for the majority of the scarves, you can find it in the description of this video, and we'll briefly list it here in the video as well.
The scarves varied in length, but this was done on purpose as everyone wears their scarves a little bit differently. You can really do any type of pattern with the fisherman rib as long as it's in sets of 3.
Once we had the scarves knitted, we would work on the next set while the completed scarves were soaked, pinned, and blocked for 24 to 48 hours, depending upon how long it took them to dry and how long we wanted to stretch them. The Slytherin scarf was only blocked for 12 hours because it had a good amount of stretch in it already, so it didn't take as long as the other 3 house scarf colors. I think it was because of the yarn that we used for the Slytherin house versus the others.
Each scarf took anywhere from 10 to 14 hours to complete. That it was between working on these after work, on the weekends, and having to switch the color so much to make these scarves. It ended up eating up a lot of time. But seeing as we aren't selling these, it is very much worth it.
To block our scarves, we soaked them in water for 15 minutes without any soap. I know a lot of people say to use soap, but we found not using it worked well for this project. Be sure to pat your scarves with a towel before blocking them. Don't wring them out. Wringing them out harms the yarn as it is in a vulnerable state at the moment being wet. Gently patting out the water will help to ensure that your project will be just as good looking as it was before you blocked it.
We then pinned the scarves to the length that we wanted them and the width we wanted them. I know you're supposed to use a blocking mat, but we didn't have ours, and frankly, with a fan on these, there was plenty of movement. We didn't have any issues with the drying besides them taking slightly longer to dry. If you have a drying mat, these will probably dry faster. Once they are blocked, we checked to make sure they were all a good length, and of course they are. We even had the girls try them on, and we promised they were compensated with lots of cookies for this. They looked adorable in them. And I might try making a dog scarf pattern and knitting in these colors because of how good they looked in them. And for those of you asking, yes, Lottie is a Slytherin and me is a Gryffindor. And if you know them in real life, you know that this is 100% accurate.
Thank you so much for watching and showing so much love to this series. We had a lot of fun making it, and we can't wait to make more content this upcoming year. Let us know in the comments if you want to see more knitting, crocheting, or any of our other hobby videos in long form. Be sure to check out our new short series for January, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more books, beats, and drama.